Okay, this is take two. My cat was getting in the way. Alright, everybody. This is my PS5 collection. I actually did not really prepare for this very well, but let's see. Not digital, counting digital stuff, but I got a total of 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. 35 physical games here. Some of these I have not played yet, but most of them I have. This first one up here I've not played because this is new. But yeah, so here we go. First game, Remnant 2. Saw this. My friend was telling me about it. Said it was pretty fun. Um, I tend to buy games new, like a lot of people, I'm sure, and they sit for a while before I get around to them. But can't really tell you guys what I thought of a game if I haven't played it yet. But I will get around to this eventually. Next, Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Sorry about the first two games being ones I haven't played. I haven't played this yet either. It looks really nice. I saw this was on Game Pass for free. I don't know. I like having a physical copy. I'm not like a PlayStation fanboy by any stretch of the imagination. I just whatever I like backwards compatibility on Xbox, so I bought a lot of old 360 games, but I'm just doing PS5 today. But I bought a lot of 360 games because a lot of them run better and stuff like that. Like the original Fear will run at 60 frames. So, you know, and I use Game Pass for the exclusives, you know. Like I love Gears of War and stuff as much as the next guy. Halo's great. Talking about campaign here, not a multiplayer. Um, yeah, so I think Xbox is fine. I definitely use my PlayStation more. I don't know if COD ever goes exclusive or something. I'll be swapping over to Xbox, be playing that, and I play a lot of Call of Duty. Like something like 800 hours on a Modern Warfare 2 this year. So, and a lot of people seem to think it's not a good game, but obviously I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't put so much time into it. Okay, next. Rambling a little bit, sorry there. Next, we got the Day 1 edition, the Callisto Protocol. Not that it really matters if it's Day 1. But, yeah, this one's a pretty good game. Combat isn't very fun. Really, you essentially tilt your analog stick left and right to avoid the punches and stuff. But, like, I don't know. As far as, like, a spiritual successor to Dead Space goes, it's not bad. Took me like 8 hours to beat probably. I wouldn't have said no to like some DLC for that, but honestly, it's all right. The remake, which came out back in January, was a lot better than this one. But it's worth it. It's worth it if you ever find it on sale. Next, PlayStation exclusive here, Ratchet and Clank. This is one of the launch titles for the PS5. Not a launch title, but it came out pretty close to around. I'd say it probably came out maybe late 2020, so a couple months after. This game is great. If you love Ratchet and Clank, love platformers, anything like that, really. Great game. It's like a solid 9 out of 10, I'd say. Uh, Definitely, I think a major improvement on the 2016 game. And really enjoyed it. You know, went for 100% completion on it. I enjoyed a lot of my time. Yeah, Ratchet and Clank Ripped Apart. Great game. Next, another PlayStation exclusive here. We got Horizon Forbidden West, the follow-up to the 2018 game, Zero Dawn. I'll be honest, Zero Dawn was probably the better game. Like this one's cool and everything, and I think the setting is a lot more varied. But it's got the open world standard shenanigans. Monster or the combat's really fun. I think it's pretty unique in the sense that different you got these different elements and bow types that will affect monsters or sorry machines more differently. Really good game, solid 8 out of 10 I'd say. Definitely play the first one though, and then if you really think you like, because the first one's pretty cheap at this point, and if you got a PS5 right now and a or a PS4 Pro, you can get that to run at 60 frames. I don't know if it's 4K, I can't remember, but it will run at 60. But I'd recommend playing that first, and if you like it, I would check out the sequel. Next, had to pick this up because I have to buy it every time it comes out, apparently. The Last of Us Part 1. What do I need to say about this game? Like, everybody's talking about Last of Us at this point. 10 out of 10, even though, charging $70 for a remaster like this, kind of BS. But it's worth it to me because, the game is just so good. I don't know. But fucking 10, sorry, excuse me, I try not to curse. 10 out of 10, man. You can't really say much more about it. Devil May Cry 5. Sorry, got a little bit of a leftover GameStop sticker. I think that's what that was. I love this one. It's probably my second favorite Devil May Cry, maybe behind the third one. Controversial maybe, but I thought the remake was actually pretty decent. That'd be like number 3. If you like a good hack and slash, great combat, good mechanics, no, Devil May Cry is always pretty much a good time, except for maybe 2. Yeah, no, that's a great choice. And the special edition here will run at a nice 120 frames if your display can do it. Oh boy, here we go. Probably Game of the Year contender right here. Resident Evil 4, man, the remake. Not necessarily better in every way than the original 2005 game, but like, I don't know, man. As far as the freaking remake goes, like they did a pretty good job, man. Like, this thing is ridiculously fun. The combat is just awesome. The story is still, there. I like the Resident Evil stories well enough. Yeah, man, this is easy Game of the Year contender, and one of the best action horror games ever. And they do cut some stuff out of this game, kind of like they did with RE3 remake, but it's like you basically have 2 versions of Resident Evil 4, and can you really have and that's 2 Capcom games right there. You can't go wrong with multiple versions of RE4, Great time. Ooh, a lot of people don't like this one. Saints Row, man. I thought it was okay. I tried to 100% it, but I never ended up finish it. A lot of glitches, a lot of bugs. It's an open world game, man. Like, there's nothing really too special about it, You could probably be... I'm not going to outright say this is, like, one of the worst games ever or anything, because it's not. Like, but... You'd be better off playing any other Saints Row game, honestly. Except maybe the first one. I don't know. A lot of people like the first. But, like, I don't know. go play 2 or 3, I guess. If you're wanting like a true, like Saints Row experience, I suppose. Ah, speaking of the Dead Space remake, that is what we had next. Oh man, and we still got the Silent Hill 2 remake coming out, man. What a time to be a freaking horror game fan. Dude, this game still holds up after all this time. Like, what a perfect game to get a remake treatment like this. Easily worth the money for me. Um, yeah, man. There's a lot of good stuff on here, man. It just and unlike and this isn't a shot at the Resident Evil game, but like this game is like basically completely intact. Like nothing was cut out from this really. You know, there's a couple changes like there's a missing boss fight, missing cutscenes and stuff in RE4's remake, but this is pretty much just the original game turned up to 11, man. Like if you ain't picked that up already, you need to. It's a great time. Next, we got Spider-Man Miles Morales, the Ultimate Edition. Came with a download code for the Spider-Man 2018 remaster, which is now its own separate thing you can buy on the PlayStation Store. I don't know if it's on a physical copy of its own. It might be. This is great if you love this Spider-Man 2018. I'm really excited for Spider-Man 2. Sony getting all my money, man. That'll be probably a day one purchase. Yeah, man. Insomniac's just been killing it, dude. Ratchet and Clank, Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2 is probably going to be game of the year, even though it's coming out right at the end. Yeah, man. If you love 2018, definitely play Miles Morales. Also a launch title, so I'm assuming most people probably have played that if they were going to. Next, Deathloop. Didn't care for this one particularly. I'll just be honest, man. Returnal's like way better than this game. I'll be getting to that later. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is like a 5 out of 10 if you ask me. Gunplay's satisfying enough, but like I don't know. I played this through one time and I didn't really touch it again. I got it on a pretty decent sale though, because this brand new I can't remember if it was 60 or 70, but it was brand new at the time, so I think it was $60, but I ended up getting it for $30. Black Friday stuff. So that was pretty. I might have been a wee bit salty, paying full price for that. Because I'll be honest, man. There's a lot better out there. I'm gonna switch my arms here. Okay. Next, I'm doing all this standing up, so it's gonna be like 20 minutes. This is crazy. Next, we got Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Really solid superhero game. Like maybe not as good as like the Spider-Man games, but like or Batman, but it's worth a playthrough. It's a solid 7 out of 10, freaking I never watched the Guardians movies. This is really the only exposure I've had to that franchise, but I thought the game was pretty good, made by Square Enix, They just had a game come out, which I'll be getting to later. Yeah, definitely worth a playthrough. They had that on Game Pass a while ago. I replayed it on my Xbox, but I got it on the PS5 here. That's where I initially played it on. Flash to the next game there. Next we got Ghost of Tsushima, man. Director's Cut. Not really sure how I feel about, because this whole thing had a weird pricing thing. I'm not saying like it hurts the game itself, but maybe hurt the reputation. I completed this 100%, man. I got the platinum trophy on it. This is a great game. It makes me excited for that Path of the Ronin game, because like this really got me into like the swordsman type, fighting. Like going through and completing this game is 100% is absolutely worth it because nothing really feels like busy work. The combat is endlessly entertaining. It's got a decent enough story. Uh, yeah, definitely worth picking it up. This came with Ratchet and Clank did too. Now that I think about it, but this came with the bundle I got my PS5 and it was one of three. And Miles Morales was too. So yeah. Oh, next one, Dying Light 2, Stay Human. Man, I actually really like this one. The parkour is like great. Story is absolutely whatever. Nothing really going on there. But man, this game is worth it just for the parkour alone, man. If you ever see it on sale or something, you ain't played it yet, oh man, pick it up. I haven't played the DLC that came out for this yet, but maybe sometime. I'm not really a big DLC guy, although Phantom Liberty looks pretty good. Dying Light 2 Stay Human, definitely worth a playthrough. Find it on sale. Gran Turismo 7 racing game. We all know what Gran Turismo is, but I actually haven't played this yet. As you can see, it is still in the plastic. Yeah, man. Don't know when I'll get to that. To be honest. Yeah. Gran Turismo 7. Sniper wow, that's a title. Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts number 2. I've not played this either. Apparently this is the Elite Edition, which comes with a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, nope. I don't know when I'll get to that either, but eventually. Returnal! Now, here we go, man. This is a good one. Kind of hard in some places, I also went through and completed this one 100%. It's totally worth it. Great game. You like a roguelike, Yeah, man. This is on the PlayStation Plus Essential, or no, Extra. And, yeah, definitely worth it. So many different guns, and, well, not so many different guns, but, like, different variations of them. But, yeah, it's a good time. Control. Now, I've played this one a fair amount of times. I bought this freaking Ultimate Edition because I was so excited about the 60 frames mode for it. I love Remedy games, man. They got Alan Wake 2 coming out and like some Max Payne remakes. Let's go. Control's awesome, dude. Ghostwire Tokyo, man. I kind of forgot I played this, I'll be honest, but I checked on my console, and sure enough, I had about 60% trophy completion. I have no idea or remember what that was about, honestly. I know it takes place in Tokyo, obviously, but, like, I remember some, like, finger magic and can't really tell you anything else about it, though. Tales from the Borderlands Deluxe Edition. I don't know what's deluxe about it. I played this through one time. I enjoyed the story for what it was. A lot of people thought this thing was annoying. I don't know. It didn't really last long enough for me to care. Like I probably played this through in like a weekend, probably less. I don't know. The first one was obviously better, but if you like Borderlands, I guess fucking. It's not too bad. Some of the writing is kind of but Need for Speed Unbound. Now this is a racing game I have on PlayStation that I have played. Really like the graphical effects on here and whatnot. I think a lot of the tracks are fun. It's a Need for Speed game, so it's like got that arcade, racing style, which can get a little repetitive if you play for a super long time. I clocked in about 70 hours on this one, I think. The story's just something, but that's not what you play a Need for Speed game for, I guess, unless you're talking about Most Wanted. But even then, the story was like second to the actual racing. But the racing is like this is one of the better Need for Speed games in my opinion, and I think the graphics, the new like cartoony graphics, I think those are maybe not the most innovative thing, but they're cool. So. Next, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands Next Level Edition. Not better than Borderlands 3 or Borderlands 2 or anything like that, but like I don't know. it's a good Borderlands game still, even though maybe that shouldn't have been $60. I sank a fair amount of time into this, honestly, like a lot of time. There's like 7 classes you can pick from. I got 6 of them up to max level, and I started working on 7th. But I'll be honest, I haven't played this in a couple months because I kind of burned myself out. It's one of those games where it's a lot better on PC, but unfortunately, your boy doesn't have a PC. I don't really know how to go about all that stuff. A Plague Tale Requiem. Innocence was better in every way, in my opinion. What really soured this is because I had played Innocence, like, right. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of that, like, physical. But I played Innocence right before I played this. I had this come in the mail, and then I was like, I should play through the first game again real quick, just get a review on the story, kind of. And, like, playing that at 60 frames was just so great, you know. And, like, this one doesn't even. It's real choppy. Like, I don't know. I feel like it could have been better. I don't know if I really. If you like the Innocence, I mean, I guess gets to finish the story, but like, I don't know. Kind of let the bad taste in my mouth. Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. Now, this is a good one. A real fun time. Not one I've really came back to, but I did complete it 100% because, you know, it was just a game I found. Once I started it, I was just like, oh, I'm having a lot of fun, you know. The humor is really good. Really good remake, man. Yeah, I love Destroy All Humans. You know, I played the first remake. I never played the originals actually, but I'm always trying out new stuff maybe that I haven't played. You know, not really an indie guy per se, but like you know, good game. Next, big one. Another PS5 exclusive here. We have God of War Ragnarok, sequel to 2018. This game is cranked up to 11, man. Almost better than the first one every way. Maybe the story in the first game's a little better. Combat's 10 out of 10 in this, man. It's a full story, you know. Like, you get your $70 out of this if you bought it full price, you know, and it's going on sale now, so there's no reason not to pick that up, dude. You can't really go wrong with God of War. They've never really made, like, a bad one. You know, I know some of, like, the PSP games were kind of like, you know, Chains of Olympus, but, you know, Ghost of Sparta was great, and, you know, yeah, there's never really been a bad God of War game. Like a Dragon Ishin, oh man, Yakuza. There's another Yakuza game called Like a Dragon, something, the man who erased his name. That one looks really good. I don't know. I'm always in a mood for a Yakuza game. Yeah, I really like this one. This takes place in ancient Japan. You get guns and swords. It's badass. I don't really know the story. You know, everything's in Japanese, but I don't play these games for the story. I play them because I like the combat. Mini games are fun to mess around with, you know. Just, these are great fuck around games. Highly recommend. Jedi Survivor. Oh man, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Real love-hate relationship with this game. Love the combat. Story's good. The performance, man. The performance. What was going on? Oh. 40, like, man, not even, like, dipping to below 30 frames for me sometimes. Like, I don't know. It honestly made me feel like Fallen Order was better, even though this is probably the better game. But just like, I don't know, I'm not saying not buy this. Like, especially if you got like a PC, I'm sure it runs great on there. But yeah, dude, this is a good sequel in pretty much every way. But just the performance, really just killed it for me. I'll be honest. Atomic Heart, man. This was a good one. I like this one well enough. I've played it twice, once on PS5 and once on Xbox. Really good shooter in my opinion. Maybe not the most optimized one or the least buggy on release, but like definitely worth it if you know you got Game Pass. You know, it's worth a playthrough, I'd say. Yeah, dude, I actually really enjoy this one. It's obviously inspired by BioShock, and it's not better than BioShock in any way, but like it's a good game, and if you're a shooter fan, that definitely pick that one up. Forspoken, don't care, honestly. I just remember the main character being really annoying. I spent full price on this and I was a little salty about it, but I guess the cover's kind of cool. I don't know. I heard this was getting a DLC. I think maybe it got canceled because the studio got shut down. No one's got remembering this game. Like, the only reason I'll remember is because I have a copy of it. So yeah, no one. Just super, like, the powers are cool, like, but just a super generic empty world full of just like, oh, go here, do that tasks. It's very repetitive and mind numbing. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. A couple of Star Wars games here. This goes through the whole series, man. We do not need another Lego Star Wars game after this one, man. This covers all the bases, and it's so great. Like, there's so much to do. I've only played a couple hours of it because you see how many games I have in this stack, and that's not counting digital stuff. I love this though. It's hard. Some Lego games are better than others, but like this is easily the best Star Wars one. There's not really competition there. Almost to the bottom here. Dead Island 2, the Pulp Edition. I don't know what. I guess you get some content with that. I completed this 100%, man. I love the first Dead Island. This one has kind of a different vibe. Like, it's got the fucking zombie killing stuff and whatnot that you love, and the gore is just fantastic in this. It's a real different tone, and especially because like you're not even on an island, but this and Dying Light too, because they're so similar. I don't know. I feel like these are the only two zombie games you really need. This one is a lot more melee focused, and not really quite open world. It's more open zone. But I would recommend picking this up on sale or if it ever makes its way on Game Pass. I bought it full price, but I thought it was worth it. I played through the game as the character on the cover there, Jacob. I really like Dead Island 2. I had like 40 hours in that. Evil West. I played Shadow Warrior 3, which was made by the same company, Flying Wild Hog. This one's really good at the start, but man, it's a long game, and it really shouldn't be. Like, and it gets to a point where I lowered the difficulty on this. I was playing on the second hardest mode, and I lowered it back down to normal because all the enemies just became bullet sponges, man. And the combat was really trying, and like, oh man, like. It's fun for like the first 5 hours, and then for like maybe not even the first 5, probably like the first 4, and then for the next 6 or 7, it's just like, is this gonna shake up or is this all I'm doing? And yeah, that is all you're doing, But maybe worth it if it's on Game Pass or on maybe a sale. Definitely not full price though. Gotham Knights, seen a lot about this one. A lot of people I don't think liked it, but it's, I like superhero games a lot. But I haven't played this yet. I'll get around to it eventually. I was excited for that. What was it called? Kill the Justice League. I'm excited for that one, but I guess that's like having some development problems or something. But, yeah, I haven't played Gotham Knights. Can't really talk too much about that one. Last game, and actually, yeah, this is a pretty recent one. Final Fantasy 16. I love this, man. The performance is a little eh. Like, when you're exploring, you're, like, getting, like, constant, like, I can't imagine how this would be on a PC. I bet it'd be great. But, you get a lot of frame dips and stuff, but, like, I don't know, man. The combat's so awesome, and like I have no idea what's going on in the story, but yeah, man, if you're a Final Fantasy fan, I think this is definitely a good choice, and yeah, that's the last game I had there. First rated M1 too, I think also, but yeah, Final Fantasy 16. Anyway, I'll go ahead and like flip this over, get one last good view of all the games. Yeah, that's my PS5 collection, all my thoughts on it, on the games kinda. Yeah. PS5 Collection 2023, and in the future. All right, signing off.